This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
And good evening to you here at 11 o'clock. I'm Mark Mullins reporting from my home as RTV6 practices social distancing.
And I'm Amanda Starantino. Indiana is hours away from taking a big step forward in the fight against COVID-19. 20 free testing sites open across the state tomorrow. Registration is open now at the website on your screen, lhi.care/COVID testing. The State Department of Health says tests will be available for anyone with coronavirus symptoms and anyone who came in close contact with someone who has tested positive for COVID-19. So far, more than 115,000 people in Indiana have been tested for the virus. More than 21,000 have tested positive. 1,213 people have died.
That is an increase of 62 reported deaths compared to yesterday and an increase of more than 500 cases. At today's daily briefing, Governor Eric Holcomb was asked why Indiana is reopening despite these large increases.
Kind of North Star was to make sure that we had the resources available to care for those who needed, that were in need of that care. And we've had that. You report our 80% plus or our 44-45% in terms of vents and ICU beds that are available, that hospitalization rate, what type of runs are we taking? And so we've got that in place. If that becomes jeopardized, we will reassess.
You can find extensive data on things like the state's hospitalization rate on the Regent Street Institute website. You can also find a link on our website, theindychannel.com. New at 11, a state lawmaker is calling on the Holcomb administration to release information on COVID-19 from nursing homes. Last week, the state announced new guidelines for how long-term care centers communicate with residents and families. Well, those facilities must designate staff to communicate daily the number of coronavirus cases and deaths in their buildings, as well as steps they've taken to prevent the spread of the virus. Representative Ed Delaney wants that information released publicly.
That's important to the staff. It's important to the public. It's important to people choosing nursing homes. It's important to the legislative funding of this industry. And in fact, I think it's important to the survival of the industry. If we don't restore confidence in the nursing homes, that industry is in trouble.
Delaney says that because the assisted living industry is mostly funded by Medicare and Medicaid, the state is responsible for inspecting and regulating it.
Doctors with Ascension St. Vincent say expanded coronavirus testing could play a major role in identifying people who qualify to donate plasma, which could help others battling COVID-19. Meanwhile, the hospital is working to streamline the donation process to hopefully save Hoosier lives.
Actually thought maybe we had lost him just because he had not had low heart rate before. He had not had low body temperature before. We really were uncertain what was going to happen.
It's a frightening reality for many families battling COVID-19. Genia Chaudhry and her family were losing hope that her 73-year-old dad, Subash, would survive the virus. The Indianapolis grandfather is being treated at Ascension St. Vincent, where doctors are trying to get their coronavirus patients plasma transfusions as a life-saving measure.
He was not doing well. So we're so helpless, and we try to do what we can. And our only option really was the plasma for him.
Doctors Emma Hedgewood and Mark Beauchamp prepared a clinical trial in 1 week to find people that meet the criteria for plasma donors to help fight the virus in their critical patients.
You don't know which way you're going to go if you have this infection and you're having shortness of breath and declining pulmonary status. So the sooner we can get things on board, the faster they're going to work.
To effectively treat patients, the plasma has to come from someone who has survived COVID-19. But because it is considered an investigational treatment, donors have to meet a very specific set of criteria. Donors must have had the disease and been asymptomatic for 28 days. In certain circumstances, they can donate earlier than that if they have been symptom-free for 15 to 28 days and test negative. So far, access to testing has been a hurdle for doctors trying to check all those criteria.
Somebody could try to find a way to donate, but they don't have all the pieces. That's what we're trying to facilitate here. We're just really hoping that we can get the word out and be part of the big solution, if you will, across both regionally and the United States, kind of helping this be one of the solutions for our patients.
So Ascension St. Vincent has set up a website to speed up the process for COVID-19 survivors who want to donate their plasma.
Right now, it's the only thing that we have that feels will probably make a difference in outcomes. At least I think our team thinks that pretty strongly. And We know that it's something that people that have survived can do.
Thanks to a plasma donation, Subhash continues his fight towards recovery in hopes of returning home soon to his family.
It could save somebody's life, especially for those who don't have any other option. So grateful that there was a donor. Obviously, we're grateful that he was able to get it, and he continues to show improvement. So I think that's all we can really hope and pray, and he continues to get better.
And the doctors I spoke with say it is important to know plasma donations can be frozen and saved for up to a year. For more info on how to donate, go to our website at theindychannel.com.
Tomorrow morning, Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett and the Marion County Public Health Department will give an update on COVID-19 restrictions. The county's stay-in-place order is in effect through May 15th. Leaders are scheduled to speak at 10:30. You want to look for live coverage on the RTV6 app. And despite Marion County's continued stay-in-place order, Governor Holcomb announced last week that churches in all 92 counties can resume in-person services on Friday. But we're learning tonight that Indy's black churches are opting to hold off for now. Reverend Charles Harrison tells RTV6's Cameron Riddle a large number of pastors spoke tonight and agreed that this weekend is not the right time to open church doors.
In light of the disproportionate impact of, the coronavirus on the black community, the vast majority of pastors felt like it was in the best interest of our community, not for black churches to open up until the first part of June through August.
Harrison says when churches reopen for in-person worship, they will still limit the number of people inside buildings. They will also likely hold shorter but more daily services. Worshipers will also be asked to wear face masks.
The Rebound Indiana is RTV6's commitment to helping Hoosiers manage the stress and mental health impacts of the pandemic. And there's a lot of positivity when it comes to reopening the economy. But if you're feeling anxious about it, you are not alone. One psychologist says she's seeing a new wave of patients.
We definitely have seen people coming out of the woodwork who I haven't seen in therapy for a while suddenly want to get back.
To help manage this new normal, Dr. Melissa Bailey suggests planning your outings, like before going to a restaurant, call ahead and ask questions. Continue to protect yourself by washing your hands and social distancing. And if you're feeling afraid, be mindful of what exactly is causing that fear.
What I'm finding too is people are reading way too much into various things because they have a lot of time to think about things or focus on things. And so, one comment from someone all of a sudden causes this flurry of anxiety.
Dr. Bailey says getting outside can also help ease anxiety.
The Rebound is also making sure financial support systems are working as they should. Call 6 Investigates continues to dig for answers for people who are still waiting on their stimulus checks. Doretta New lives in Indianapolis and is on Social Security. She filed her taxes via mail on March 11th. Doretta still has not received her federal refund or her stimulus check. She wants to know where her money is and whether it will show up in her Social Security benefits.
Just tells me that there's no status available. So I go to check the stimulus check and it says the exact same thing, no status available. And what worries me is if they go by last year's taxes, I'm not available for the stimulus check because I took money out of my IRA to put a down payment on a home, which counted as income.
Call 6 reached out to Social Security, who told us the Treasury, not Social Security, is making direct payments to eligible people. The IRS told us taxpayers do not need to take additional action if they've already filed their tax return. There could be a delay if the IRS hasn't finished processing your return or if they don't have your bank account information. Doretta sent another copy of her tax return to the IRS this week. Tomorrow, attorneys with the Neighborhood Christian Legal Clinic will join Call 6 Investigates Kara Kenny to answer your questions. They're ready to tackle topics like unemployment, debt, eviction, and more. So take part in the Rebound Indiana virtual town hall at 7:30 tomorrow evening on the RTV6 Facebook page.
We know many Hoosiers are still waiting on their first benefit payments since losing income as a result of the pandemic. RTV6's Cameron Riddle introduces you to an Indianapolis photographer who is putting her creativity to work to make ends meet.
This time of year, entrepreneur Ashley Rains should be slammed with spring photo shoots and graduation pictures. But the coronavirus pandemic has hit her normally bustling photography business especially hard.
It killed it. It gave it the virus and it killed it, croaked it over.
As the owner of the Photos by Hoskins photography company, Rains is self-employed, meaning regular unemployment benefits aren't an option. 7 weeks after the first stay-at-home order was issued, Rains still hasn't received money from the federal Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program, created specifically for gig workers and the self-employed. The Department of Workforce Development says the first PUA payments should go out by this Friday. But this savvy businesswoman couldn't keep waiting and instead came up with a new idea to pay the bills.
It is BBB. It's bag it, box it, basket, and it makes it easier on men to gift women to show their appreciation.
Just in time for Mother's Day, Rains is using her pent-up creativity on building appreciation baskets. Before Rains hand delivers the bag, box, or basket, the customers sends her on a shopping trip with a list of the type of items the recipient would enjoy.
Now, some men, like if it's, like a love basket, he might say, let me get some, put her little outfit in there. So I'll look for a little outfit. I had a lady ask me to make one for her mother. She wanted it to be a relaxation basket. So I found her a robe, some slippers, some bath bombs.
While her photography business sits at a standstill, Rains is working hard to fill online orders for baskets. She says the ongoing pandemic has been a lesson in versatility and creativity.
It gave me structure, and it gave me a little push. I've been sitting on ideas, and it gave me the time to, grab them.
In Indianapolis, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
And the Department of Workforce Development says payments for gig workers and self-employed Hoosiers like Ashley will start going out this Friday. Kevin.
Rain showers will be leaving central Indiana overnight. We'll focus on what's arriving for tomorrow and really the weekend coming up.
Everyone's doing their best, but the impact on children is something that might be overlooked if we're not mindful about keeping it in the forefront.
The pandemic is not stopping big brothers, big sisters from serving kids. Why the organization says mentoring is more important than ever. And just ahead.
We don't want this job to be a death sentence for workers.
And working at a meat processing plant is becoming a dangerous job in many cases, and that impact on lives is impacting what you can buy at stores and restaurants.
At theindychannel.com/rebound. This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Today, President Trump made his first major trip out of Washington in almost 2 months, traveling to Phoenix, Arizona. He visited a plant that's making N95 masks. World News Tonight's David Muir joined the president there. In an exclusive interview with ABC News, the president shared a message for families who have lost loved ones to COVID-19.
You can never really come close to replacing when you've lost some. No matter how well we do next year, I think our economy is going to be raging. It's going to be so good. No matter how well, those people can never, ever replace somebody they love. But we're going to have something that they're going to be very proud of. And to the people that have lost someone, there is nobody, I don't sleep at nights thinking about it. There is nobody that's taken it harder than me. But at the same time, I have to get this enemy defeated. And that's what we're doing, David. That's what we're doing.
You can watch more of the exclusive interview tonight on Nightline after Jimmy Kimmel Live, right here on RTV6.
Concerns over food shortages are ramping up again as processing plants slow or shut down due to COVID-19 outbreaks. And many supermarkets are rationing the amount of meat customers can buy. And as ABC's Romina Puga reports, a major burger chain can only offer chicken in some places.
Wendy's old catchphrase, "Where's the beef?" is slowly becoming a reality. This Wendy's drive-thru in Michigan only selling chicken.
I went there for lunch to grab the kids and stuff, some Frosties and everything. They're like,
We don't have any beef today.
The fast food chain has removed its signature burgers from the menu in several locations due to beef shortages because of the coronavirus pandemic. A statement from Wendy's saying some of our menu items may be in short supply at some restaurants in this current environment. We're working diligently to minimize the impact. Demand for meat by Americans is up an estimated 40%, while nationwide production is down at least 25%, with outbreaks sickening thousands of workers at dozens of slaughterhouses. This JBS beef plant in Wisconsin voluntarily shut down after nearly 300 of their employees got sick with COVID-19. That's about a quarter of its workforce. The plant reopening today following President Trump's executive order requiring beef, poultry, and pork facilities to continue operating. But a local workers union says safety measures weren't considered when that order was signed.
They signed up for a job to, process meat, protein for this country, but they didn't sign up to die. And we don't want this job to be a death sentence for workers.
The ripple effect of the plant shutdowns, wholesale prices going up. Industry insiders say beef prices are the highest in decades.
Impossible Foods, the meat substitute company, is hoping that the slowdown will spur customers to give plant-based meats a closer look. The company announced today an expansion into 1,700 stores through supermarket chain Kroger. In Los Angeles, Romina Puga, ABC News.
Two high school basketball teammates in Putnam County usually rebound on the court. Now they're helping the community rebound. Macy Baumgartner and Maddie Newby organized a drive-through food drive to benefit the New Providence Baptist Church food pantry. The South Putnam students say they were nervous as the event got underway.
It actually feels really good. The first donation, we both got really excited about it. And then once everybody started pulling up, dropping more stuff off, it helped a lot, calm the nerves and everything.
It turns out they had no reason to be nervous. The drive was a big success. The girls collected hundreds of items to help Putnam County families.
And though these are uncertain times, what is certain is kids in our communities that still need our help and attention. RTV6's Stephanie Wade got a closer look at one program helping families across Central Indiana stay connected during this time.
Though they've had to get creative, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central Indiana is still finding a way to fulfill their mission and to pair children in need of a positive role model in our community with mentors.
Got it. All right. Hey, see, you got to ask the kids how to work this technology. Yeah. Thanks, man.
I told him Caleb seemed like a smart kid.
Big brother Jim Stalick and his little Caleb were just matched virtually through Zoom. Together, the pair, Caleb's mom, and a match specialist held a match introduction, the first of many they're conducting during this time.
Seems like a really sharp kid, and just looking forward to it. And he's got a great mom, and she's excited about it. Also, they've been waiting for almost a year for a match, so.
Right now, there are hundreds of kids waiting for a big of their own. The need for volunteers is the highest it's ever been, serving kids ages 8 to 18 living in Marion, Hamilton, and Johnson counties. Connecting them with mentors, even now in a different way, is still making a difference, they say. Exposing kids to the world outside them.
Kids need that encouragement, that support, that connection now, just like they did before, and in some cases more than they did before, because they're not able to go to school and interact with teachers in the same way and other recreational activities or other just support systems around them.
And it's never been easier to learn about the Big Brothers Big Sisters program. Normally you'd have to go in person to take an info session, but now you can take it right here from the comfort of your couch. Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
I think you would agree if you step outside right now, it is cold. Temperatures will be colder within the 7-day forecast, but we'll also see a brief but significant warm-up. Rain will end here in the next couple of hours. We'll end up in the 30s tomorrow morning. Your average low is 49 degrees. Showers are fading. You had some downpours. Carmel, Fishers, just on the north side of Geist. Now it's fading just north of Greenfield, headed toward Knightstown. May see a few sprinkles in Newcastle as well. You see some breaks in the cloud cover. The trend will be for clouds to break up in the morning. morning hours tomorrow and get some sunshine in the afternoon. Temperatures in the 30s on 3 occasions over the next 7 days. Tomorrow morning is one of those in the upper 30s. There's your 2-day warm-up. 65 Thursday, warmest day in the 7-day forecast with a mixture of clouds and sunshine. Tomorrow, clouds in the morning give way to more sunshine by mid to late morning, 51 just before 11 a.m. Then afternoon, high temperatures in the upper 50s with more in the way of sunshine. Thursday, best day of the week. We put the combination of sunshine and mild temperatures together and we hit 65 degrees. 11 o'clock Thursday night into Friday morning. Here comes more rain. That impacts the first half of Friday. Temperature Friday just 53 degrees, and with a strong cold north wind, it will feel colder than that. And it will be Saturday morning, close to record low temperatures, 30 Tipton, Marion, Muncie, close to the freezing mark in the metro area. So I do anticipate a freeze warning as we get to Mother's Day weekend. Here's your 7-day planner. Dry the next 2 days. That rain for the first part of Friday. Sunshine on Saturday, 54 degrees. Mother's Day, 58 for the high with that chance of showers increasing for the second half of the day. Beyond the 7-day forecast still shows below average temperatures, but that's your 7-day forecast.
I'm Dave First with another RTV6 Senior Salute as we continue to honor the outgoing spring sport athletes. Meet Southport High School's Ryan Lazan. What didn't Ryan do on the South Side? Looking forward to wrapping up his all-county baseball career. Ryan was a 4-year player on the basketball team and a 3-year letter winner on the football team. He was also named the conference MVP. He received the school's blanket award, the highest honor in athletics. This fall, he'll play at Ball State. Chirp, chirp. Good luck, Ryan. I'm Dave First with another RTV6 Senior Salute.
RTV6 app.
RTV6 working for you.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Well, did you know there is an oasis in the middle of central Indiana? But instead of sand and palm trees, here you'll find burgers and fries. RTV6's Brad Brown takes us to a Hendricks County diner with an old school charm.
As the traffic rolls by on US 40, the traditions of the Great American Diner live on at the Oasis in Plainfield.
Everyone sort of has their own memories of the diner from way back when maybe they were a kid, they first ate here. Everyone kind of remembers it from a different decade, and that's why we try to highlight different decades that the diner's been around so people can have that different connection.
The original Oasis Diner opened in 1954, sat a few miles down Highway 40 for 60 years before they moved to the current location. The seats inside the diner will be empty for just a little while longer, but the Oasis old school charm is just as good to go.
Delivery and carry out was not a big part of our business, so we kind of had to make a quick adjustment to that. We've had a lot of support from the community wanting to help us through this time.
The Oasis menu is full of diner favorites from big breakfast to lunch and dinner specials.
Obviously, we serve a lot of comfort food here, so people are excited to still have their favorites here at the diner. Our tenderloin's our most popular item, so people can't live without the tenderloin, so they got to have that.
And the desserts? Yes, there are desserts.
We're right here by all the trails, and people like to walk here and eat here, and they can't do that right now, so they're excited to get back to that.
Did we mention the desserts?
The outpouring of support from our community, from our regulars, has been really, it's been nice. It's been neat to see.
Make a donation or volunteer today.
And from all of us here, we want to thank you for joining us for RTV6 News at 11 and making us your choice for news. GMI, head your way at 4:30. Have a great evening, everyone.